Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Don't just love the Alien franchise, Alien 1, Aliens, the only two films that they ever made. Yeah, we wish. The first two Alien movies were absolutely incredible and very much juxtaposed to each other. We had the mining crew in the first film that were complete and utterly out of their depth with just a single Xenomorph wrecking their ship. And then, of course, the sequel, Aliens, seemed to redress the balance by having a well-trained, well-equipped group of elite soldiers take on the Xenomorphs. But this time it was Xenomorphs plural, and the sheer numbers, the sheer tenacity, the intelligence of them. No, they also were torn apart just like the crew of the Nostromus, I think it was. If I got that wrong, oopsie doopsies. Yeah, there were other films. I mean, I love Dave Fincher as a director, but I didn't think too much of Alien 3. Alien Resurrection, I thought was just an absolute joke. I'm pretty sure there's been another one since, which my brain has just decided to ignore. Then we've had the couple of Prometheus movies, which I thought were terrible. Just morons in space. That's what they should have just called it. However, it looks like it's coming to the small screen in a TV series. And it looks like Noah Hawley, who's done things like Fargo, for example, is going to be running this show. However, he seems to have some ideas when it comes to the franchise, but there seems to be a massive amount, Kel Surprise, when it comes to Hollywood, by the way, of self-awareness that's just complete and utterly lacking here. And also the fact that he stresses very implicitly that he wants to interject political ideology, political themes into this series. Yeah. So he talks about Fargo, and then they ask, then he says, what's next for me? Well, it looks like an Alien series for FX, taken on the franchise of those amazing films by Ridley Scott, etc., etc. Those are great monster movies, but they're not just monster movies. They're about humanity trapped between our primordial parasitic past and our artificial intelligence future. I don't in any capacity agree with that whatsoever. Alien is essentially a slasher movie in space, and Aliens is essentially an action movie in space. The parasitic past of humanity, the evolution, from the primordial slime to no. And as regards to the AI, it's not the AI that's becoming, insurrecting or whatever. It's humanity. It's humanity which is abusing the AI to do its bidding. So I think he's kind of grandizing there and not quite hitting the mark. But that's, whatever. At least he's got a take on it, which is something. He then talks about how he's not going to do anything till next spring. They've got a couple of scripts already done. But due to the fact that now the COOF restrictions are releasing, everyone's going out trying to make up for 2 years of lost work in the film industry. We'll get to that in a moment. So he's just taking his time and letting things settle down for a bit. Okay, whatever you like. Whatever you like. So he says, or the question is posed. Deadlier things that can't be contained and the whole world at risk sounds relevant to this past year. Oh my God. Because this is not going to be a Ripley story, as you can see up here. He says, on some level, it's a story about inequality. One of the things that I love about the first movie is how 70s a movie it is. And how it's really this blue-collar space trucker world in which Yaphet, Kodo, and Harry Dean Stanton are basically waiting for Godot. They're like Samuel Beckett characters. No. Ordered to go to a place by a faceless, nameless corporation, The second movie is such an 80s movie, but it's still about grunts. Paul Reiser is middle management at best, so it's a story of the people you send to do the dirty work. Okay, so he's now reducing this down to class. Now, there's a reason, I think, this is a speculative reason for me. There's a reason why a lot of films, when they deal with class, tend to deal with regular people, working class, middle class. And the reason? Because that's predominantly who your audience is when they go to a cinema. So these people need to be able to relate to these characters. If we have, we can have film after film about rich people, but it's not as if we can, I'm sure there's plenty of rich people that watch stuff. Yes, I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying that if you're dealing with a classist situation, then the majority of the people that are going to see your product are basically the people who you should be trying to connect with. This sort of eat the rich philosophy, which he's trying to allude to, I just don't think it can work. And I don't think it can work because you're talking about millionaires working for billion-dollar companies trying to say, hey, eat the rich, while they themselves are not filtering the money down. And in actual fact, during the whole coof business, said, hey, we need a bailout, and they got bailed out. And after they got bailed out, what happened? Oh, look, see, we've just discovered a ton of money that we didn't spend on advertising and stuff. Oh, we're not in a bad situation that we thought we were, but thanks for the money. Thanks for the bailout. Meanwhile, the working class, the working blue-collar people, what happens to them? Well, they get virtually nothing. They get dangled small payments, which are meant to keep them going for 6 months, scrimping away while a billion-dollar industry rakes in more and more money. And you want to preach to those people about eating the rich and the inequality and the unfairness of the distribution of wealth in a capitalist system? Fucking champagne socialists. Champagne bloody socialists. That's what they are. Oh, yeah, we're for the people, but, don't touch his money. Everyone should have equality, people, or equity as well in some cases, remember. Let's put his hand out and wait for a bailout from the government. Come on, government. Where's that money coming from? You? No. They're giving money to you. Classist system in space. Are you kidding me? Eat the rich. That sounds very topical. How does this relate to your series? In mine, you're also going to see people who are sending them. So see what happens when the inequality we're struggling with now isn't resolved. If we as a society can't figure out how to prop each other up and spread the wealth, then what's going to happen to us? That's the great Sigourney Weaver line. There's that great Sigourney Weaver line to Paul Reiser when she says, I don't know which species is worse. At least they don't try to fuck each other over for a percentage. A millionaire working for $1 billion company preaching about the distribution of wealth while getting government handouts while they're still absolutely filthy rich, and the blue collar, the working man and woman have to struggle in a pandemic to get by, and you want to preach about that. Fuck off. Seriously, do one, mate. Do one. The hypocrisy is absolutely ludicrous. Hey, look, we're behind you. Look, eat the rich. Look, that's what we're doing. Where are you distributing your wealth? Where's your trickle down? Non-existent. Oh, okay. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do get a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming links. They're in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Do you know, I've just had another thought. If they're using the Xenomorph, the parasitic working class, to attack the upper class, the technologically more advanced, AI orientated minded upper class, because they're not what fucking message are you trying to... Anyway, you take care. Bye for now.